So today I am here to do a wrap up on my comics and graphic novel TBR that I posted back in January. I made a little bit of a TBR for January, February, and March of all the comics and graphic novels that I would like to read during those months, and I'm happy to say I completed all of them. I had some that I really enjoyed, others that were just like kind of meh, but overall I think it was a really good experience, and I'm excited to have some more that I'm going to be reading in the next 3 months, so April, May, and June. I love reading comics and graphic novels. I'm just so happy that I'm able to get back into reading them this year. They're such a fast and fun way to break up your reading. You could just speed right through a little comic in between your different books, and it really like motivates you to keep going when you see how many you're completing. So I'm going to start with my comics issues that I read and then move into the graphic novels. So the first 2 issues that I read, I actually don't have them with me. I gave them back to my sister since I had borrowed them from her. They were Snot Girl issues 11 and 12. Issue number 11 I didn't really like that much. I gave it a 3-star rating. And then issue number 12 I really enjoyed, and I gave that one a 4.5. The series is really funny and it's just something I'm really enjoying. It's very satirical and just kind of makes fun of itself, and I just love that about it, and I'm excited to continue on. I think I only have 1 or 2 more issues before I will have like completed all the issues that are in the bind up volume 3, so then I can mark that one read on my Goodreads, so I'm excited to finally do that. Then I read issue number 1 of Letter 44, and I loved this one. I'm so excited to continue on with this series. It has been one that's been on my TBR for a long time, like probably one of the first comics that I put on my TBR, and I'm so glad that I finally got around to reading this one. This is about a new president comes into office in the United States, and he finds a letter from the previous president describing that they have found evidence of extraterrestrial beings, and they have sent a team of astronauts secretly to investigate what was going on out in space and to try to learn more about this alien species that they've discovered. And it's like a complete government secret. Nobody knows about it. So now the new president, who's just come into office, is kind of like tasked with having to deal with this, but it's also following the astronauts as they're on their way into space. It left off on such a cliffhanger, and I'm so excited to get the rest of it. I'm thinking about buying the bind up of this because I just really enjoyed this one so much. I know I want to continue on with the series. Then I read Star Wars Galaxies Edge issues 2 and 3, and both of these I gave a 2.5 star to. I'm not really enjoying this series, but I only have a little bit left to read, so I think I am going to continue with it, but there's just not very much plot to it. It's all surrounding Batu and Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. It's basically like the backstory of that land, but I just don't really think it has like a lot of substance to it. There's not a whole lot of plot. Each issue follows a different storyline and like a different part of Galaxy's Edge, but I just am not really enjoying it that much. I will say I did enjoy issue number 3 a little bit more than issue number 2, but issue number 2 was just really lackluster for me. Then I read Little Bird Volume 1. This is set in a dystopian Canada, and this one is a really cool book, but I will say it can get pretty gory, so definitely be aware of that. But I really enjoyed the storyline of this one. It's following a girl who's trying to get vengeance for her indigenous tribe in Canada, and I am excited to continue on with this one. The art style is a little bit jarring to me, but I still really am interested in seeing where the story goes from here on out. Then I read Afar issue number 1. I'm sad to say I did not enjoy this one. I think I will give it about a 2 star. This is following a girl, and she just will like wake up one day in another alien species body, and she has to live kind of in that. This first introduction to the series I just didn't really enjoy. I thought the art style was pretty much like the best thing about it. I really did like the art in it. However, the story, I just was not invested in it, and I didn't really like it that much. I didn't really care, so I definitely will not be continuing on with this one. Then as far as the graphic novels that I've read 3 graphic novels during this time. First one being Oblivion Song Volume 1, and I loved this one so much. This is probably my favorite graphic novel that I've read before, and I'm so excited to continue on with the series. This is following a scientist, and everyone who lived in a certain area within Philadelphia was transported to like an alternate dimension basically, and it's following a scientist as he's going into the alternate dimension and like trying to bring people back to the regular place. But like a ton of people died. It like unleashed all these monsters on the city, and I just loved everything about this one. I'm so excited to continue on with volume 2. I just cannot wait to start it because this was so good. Then I read Astonishing X-Men Volume 1 Gifted. I really enjoyed this one too. I gave this one a 4 star. I didn't love it, but I thought it was a really solid like comics bind up. I love the X-Men. They're like my favorite superhero thing, and I just had so much fun with this one. I'm definitely looking forward to continuing on with this series, so I'm probably going to be picking up volume 2 pretty soon, but definitely an enjoyable one. Then the last graphic novel that I read was Flavor Volume 1, and I loved this one too. I gave this one 4 stars. It's following a city where like cooking is like the thing in the city. Everyone is a cook. That's like their main source of income for basically the whole city, and there's a big cooking competition every year, and this girl ends up entering into the competition, but it's kind of different because she's not a registered chef, and that's a big deal within this community. But she has the cutest little dog, and her relationship with her dog is so cute, and I loved that. Loved all the cooking. I'm excited to see where this series goes also. So now I'm going to share my next comics TBR. So I have 5 comics and 3 graphic novels I'd like to read in the next 3 months. The first comic is Sharky the Bounty Hunter by Mark Miller and Simone Bianchi. I don't know anything about most of these, so I'm not going to give too much of a synopsis. I know that this one is about like an alien bounty hunter, as you could probably tell by the cover and title, but that's basically all I know about this one. Next one I have is Ninja K, and I don't know who wrote this one, but this is just the dollar store issue number 1. I know this is about ninjas, so I'm interested in reading that. I don't think I've read really anything about ninjas, so this will be pretty fun to read about. Then I have another one by Mark Miller. I did not notice that until just now. So this is Jupiter's Legacy, and it's written by Mark Miller and Frank Quietly. This is following the children of superheroes as they're trying to like live up to their parents' reputation. I have this one, and then I also have the prequel issue, but I'm going to start with this one, and hopefully I enjoy it. Then I've got XO Manowar. This looks so cool. This is like my favorite cover. It's very reminiscent of like the original Star Wars movie covers, so I'm definitely excited about this one. I also have no idea what this one is about. Then I have Star Wars Galaxies Edge issues 4. This is the last issue that I have in my possession, so I figured why not just go ahead and read it, even though I haven't really been enjoying it that much, but we'll see how this one goes. Hopefully I enjoy this one a little bit more. Then as far as graphic novels go, I would like to read Deadly Class Volume 1 by Rick Remender, Wes Craig, and Lee Lowridge, and this is about a kid who gets accepted into this boarding school for like America's top crime families, and so they're basically learning at the school how to be criminal, pretty much is what I understand from reading the synopsis. This is the TV show tie-in, so I have never heard of this before, but I'm excited to read the graphic novel. I don't think that I will be interested enough to watch the show, but right now the graphic novel sounds pretty interesting. Then I have Oblivion Song Volume 2. Of course I had to pick this one up. I am so excited to continue with this series. Then I have a complete cover by, and that is Flight Volume 1. This is like a graphic novel anthology from what I understand, and it's edited by Kazu Kibushi, and I'm really excited to read this one. I've had this one on my TBR for a long time just based on this cover alone, and I have no idea what it's about other than it has a gorgeous cover. Hopefully I'll enjoy all of those. If you read graphic novels, let me know in the comments down below what are your favorites, because I'd love to get some new recommendations. I know not too many people out there read comics and graphic novels, but I'd love some more recommendations. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!